Is the sound okay? Is the sound okay? I think it is. Okay. Oh, good, good, good. Okay, so yes, more people are coming in. Coming in, guys, coming in. I thought it was pretty good, except for all the forced politics. Yes, to be honest with you, it could have been a little bit better for sure, and obviously the forced politics is just shoved in your face again. Uh, but yeah, I still think that there's a lot of things that I think Lucasfilm should be looking at. Okay, a lot of things. Hi everybody. Okay, so I wanted to talk a little bit about Kathleen Kennedy versus the fans. So I think Star Wars is suffering a lot because the person in charge is basically not a Star Wars fan, and you know, I don't think that obviously she doesn't have the love and the care for the franchise that George did. And every time I go and I keep watching these films and I feel disappointed, I can't stop to, I always think maybe she had a big grudge against George Lucas, and George Lucas did not know, and now she's out for, like, she's taking her revenge on all these amazing characters that he wrote. But I think, and then once again, we've also seen over and over again that they don't really care about what the fans think, like they've been fighting with the fans over Twitter, they're absolutely, and we've seen over and over again, she said, oh, I don't really have to pander for the fans. Ryan Johnson said, oh, we put ourselves in a bubble because basically we don't want to listen to the fans. So I think all of this is actually hurting Star Wars, and it really makes me sad because I want to go to this kind of movies and I just want to have fun. I just want to like the whole. I just want everyone to be there and be happy, and then we get out and we talk about it. I kind of miss that, and I think that Star Wars is suffering a lot from that. Okay, a lot of comments here, guys. I wish I could. Hang on. I'm having a. Let's see what you guys saying here. Pablo blocked on Twitter. Christian, did he block you? Really? See, they're just so stupid. It's like a bunch of like SJWs that all they care about. Let's do politics and forget about a good movie and forget about entertainment. Star Wars used to be entertaining, and now it's just stupid politics, and it's disappointing. And ugh, I actually don't know what are we gonna do, guys. Scott said no franchise is too big to fail. That's so true, especially if it's not really taking, they're not really taking good care of it. But anyways, I keep thinking Kathleen Kennedy has something against George Lucas's characters, because I think that she went out of her way to kind of destroy all the original characters one by one, shoving down politics and just I think the magic and the touch is not there anymore. I don't really feel it. With the solo film, if you guys have seen my review, by the way, I am actually exporting my spoiler review, which I should be uploading later tonight. This is a little bit better than The Last Jedi, okay? It wasn't a movie that I hated, I didn't get out of there like, ah! Like yelling and things like that. However, I also didn't get out of there, wow, I just saw a Star Wars movie, I was a little bit disappointed, the music was a little bit, it just didn't feel like Star Wars, a lot of little problems over there. So, but I'm pretty sure that now the fans are gonna be heard, because if people are really not going to watch these films, right? Darren, you got blocked by him, really? Wow. I never really interacted with him on Twitter. I just don't want to get more upset, because to me, I think that it's also bad PR. This is the other thing I wanted to say. You know, they're clashing against the fans, and it's bad PR because first of all, they don't listen to criticism. They are always saying that you know, everyone that doesn't like this movies are racist, or you know, they don't like women and blah 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 blah. But in fact, it's nothing like that. Like, people have legit criticism and they just don't care because they think Star Wars is this big powerhouse that is never gonna fall. But I think that it's time for them to start respecting the fans, because the fans have carried this franchise over for all these years and for all these generations. Desert Mav, you give great commentaries. Thank you very much. Um, Triplex, I hate Kathleen Kennedy, not the Solo movie. Right. I didn't hate the movie either, you know, I didn't hate it at all. I just thought it was a little bit disappointed. I was definitely expecting more. I don't want to really talk spoilers here because I don't know about you guys, but I hate being spoiled before I go see a film. And I just think that is really, it really affects your perspective on the film. So even though, in my opinion, I didn't think this was great, you might go and you might like it, you know. And I think if you keep seeing spoilers, it might really affect your opinion on the film. You might enjoy this, you don't know. For me, it didn't work for very specific reasons that very soon you can watch my spoiler review. Because, you know, let's see what else people are saying. Danny said, have you noticed if you are not a gender or a race, Kathleen Kennedy doesn't mess with that particular character? Yes, that's why the Joys and Chewbacca haven't died yet. Yeah, so this is the other thing that I don't get it. Like, you know, first of all, you want to do politics, okay? We did know that there was politics already in Star Wars before, but it was never this shoved in your face, and it kind of had like George Lucas was smart, you know, and everything it made sense. But right now, what they want to do is that I think that we are living in this era where these creators and these writers, they are suffering of lack of creativity and imagination. And this is one of the things that I heard on a George Lucas interview, that he said, we are living on this era that studios, first of all, they're scared to invest, and they're scared to you know, be creative. And because they're so not creative, when they try to do in new characters, nobody likes these characters because they're just not likable. Like Holden, for instance, purple hair, very unlikable character. Now, you want to preach your own agenda? Why can't you create a good character that people can actually connect with it, and you can also create some sort of balance? Because that's also the other thing with these politics that they keep bringing, you know, it is absolutely not balanced. There is no, like, they want to preach feminism for instance, but what they are doing is actually making feminism look bad, because feminism sorry, I can't pronounce the word, feminism is about equality, right? However, what was equal at The Last Jedi? All the women were great and all the guys were a bunch of idiots. So this is really not making a good, even if they're trying to preach an agenda, even that they can do it well. And even like create new and interesting characters that people can actually connect. They create these characters that are boring, and then they go back to our original characters. Let's destroy them. So maybe people are going to start to, you know, people are going to start to like our new characters and our newer agenda. You know, Star Wars is not the platform for that. You know, the world is way too depressing and people want some entertainment, and Star Wars always provided that. You know, it was that thing that you went there and you got out of the cinema and you felt filled with hope, you know, and you know, you just wanted to be Luke Skywalker, you wanted to be Han, you wanted to be Leia, you know, you wanted to be flying around in the Millennium Falcon. But now we just get out of there. It is just like, gosh, what are they doing with this franchise? It's just like, I was having a conversation with my dad, and we were talking about Rogue One, and I actually liked Rogue One, although it was pretty boring throughout the entire film. But I think I really loved it because that end with Darth Vader was awesome. Um, but I was having a talk with my dad, and he's like, God, Rogue One was just, and then he didn't really like the film, but then again, he liked the end scene with Darth Vader, because who doesn't, right? But it's still, I still think Rogue One was better than Solo and was better than The Last Jedi. And obviously, I think any movie is better than The Last Jedi. Also better than, I think even The Force Awakens, I liked it because it was a little bit different, even though it had a different taste on that film, right? It was a little bit slow at the beginning. It had a different tone as well. However, I don't know. I liked it better than I liked the others. Let's see, what are you guys saying here? Okay, Raven said, I love women and I'm not a racist and I don't care about politics. I just know a crappy movie when I see one. But I liked Solo. Okay, that's good. I mean, the other thing as well, a lot of people are liking Solo, and but they can't take other people's criticism. You know, like if someone said that they didn't like it, they're not really trying to, you know, I don't know. I think the internet is a it could be a mean place, but people sometimes they find that if I say that I didn't like it, is a personal attack. But you know, a lot of people liked it. You know, and there's no problem there. I actually think a lot of fans might find it enjoyable because, to be honest with you, it's there's a lot of like fan services and a lot of things that true fans only will probably get, like the occasional moviegoer or the people that are not really embedded in the Star Wars world might feel a little bit lost, you know. But yeah, I think it's great that people liked it. No problem there. It was really not for me. Darren said, yes, I really liked Wonder Woman, Black Panther, Alien, Aliens. Oh, you just are saying great films over there. It's not gender or color, but it's how the script and characters are written. Exactly, and that's why where Kathleen Kennedy is failing, you know, because of they have this lack of creativity, they're failing to create compelling characters and characters that all of us as the audience can actually connect, you know. You know, and then like for instance, look at that, at all these new characters that they create. They're all like super Mary Sue's, or they're just like not very likable, or like they're snobbish, you know. And then they go around and change established characters. They make Lando pansexual, you know. Since when this kind of things was in Star Wars? Like, who cares about that? Like, it's not even about that. It shouldn't no one cares. You know, I don't care about any who's sleeping with who in Star Wars world. It's not about that. It's just about that good and evil and friendship and human connection. You know, I don't need to know about someone's sexuality. You know, don't mess with that. Um, okay, a lot of comments here, guys. Sorry, I'm trying to keep up. Okay, Diamond said, I never thought I'd feel this down when a Star Wars film comes out. And that, you know, I thought the same way. I went with a friend, and my friend at the end was like, oh, I did not like it. And my friend is not a true Star Wars fan, but even him thought that the movie was slow paced, and he was like, I was taking a nap, dozing off. But anyways, yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen with this franchise if they don't change course, you know. I really miss George Lucas, and I wish, even though he's not directing the films, I wish he would be more involved. I wish that he would green light things, and I wish that Disney would listen to George, because I think the only person that truly feels what Star Wars is George Lucas, you know. Even though people bash the prequels, you know, I actually like the prequels a lot. But even though people bash the prequels, those movies felt Star Wars, and right now they don't feel Star Wars. Uh, okay, let's see what else people are saying. Nelson said, Solo is a hot dumpster fire. I won't go see it. Others can go. Wonder Woman, Deadpool, Logan. It's great movies without the pansexual. It's true. I mean, uh, all of these movies, they're pretty great. You know, if you didn't see Deadpool, I'm not going to spoil anything, but Deadpool is also, there's a lot of SJW agendas there, but it's completely different than The Last Jedi. I actually think that is nicely done. You know, it didn't bother me, and it wasn't sacrificing the story. You know, Logan was absolutely incredible. That's how you do a broken character. And Wonder Woman, oh my God, Wonder Woman is absolutely fantastic, because think about a powerful character as Wonder Woman, okay? And then if it would be Kathleen Kennedy directing, like, behind that movie, what she would have done, all the men that are around Wonder Woman would be idiots, right? But that's not what we see in that movie. Actually, the men, they work together with Wonder Woman. They all have their purpose. So the movie is very balanced, and it was greatly received by all audiences, right? So I think that was great. Hi guys, hi. Tyler said, I saw Deadpool twice. Yeah, I really liked that film. It was a lot of fun. Uh, Darren, I thought the movie prequels were okay, but the books based on those movies were actually so much better. Really, I did not read the books. Maybe I should. You actually get a better feel and understanding of Jar Jar. Honestly, the books were better. Okay, good to know. I might try to read them sometime, you know. If that should be interesting. And then Darth Raven said, George was revolutionary director. He just should have let someone else write the dialogue. Oh, absolutely agree. Because gosh, he cannot write dialogue. My God, what was the dialogue on those love scenes with Padme and Anakin? It was horrendous. But the story itself is really good. You know, really, really cool. There's something annoying here that I'm trying to get away from. But anyways, okay. Right. Let's see, what else are you guys saying here? Okay. Legacy. I don't know how to pronounce your first. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing people's name. Saw the showing at 9:30 Eastern Time Thursday. Theater was almost empty. You know, I had a similar experience. I saw a special screening at 6 p.m. And I actually thought that it was going to be packed, because, you know, they had some treats and all of that. And it was actually, there was a lot of empty spaces. I was like, whoa, this does not look good. Christian say, I think it's not Disney, it's all Lucasfilm. Well, Disney is just behind it all, right? It's definitely Lucasfilm, because the Lucasfilm is like infested with SJWs, and they just don't get Star Wars. And this is what I'm getting mad, because they don't get Star Wars. They don't get Star Wars. They have no idea. I don't even know what to say, you know. To me, they just create good characters, just create incredible human stories, just give us things, Jedi and you know, and lightsaber fights, you know, awesome scenes, like, give us a good story. And another thing that I was watching someone's review, and I can't remember who it was. I think it was Grace, and she was saying that that Kathleen Kennedy should indeed listen to the fans, because the fans, the Star Wars fans, they're becoming very critical, you know. And I think that the problem with Lucasfilm is that they always had this notion that they could do whatever they want, and people are just going to accept it, because everybody's just fanboys and fangirls, and you can give them and shove on their throat whatever they want, and people are just going to buy and pay money for it. But now it's kind of proving that it not really like that, you know. People are actually critical, and they are really going to, you know, demand better movies and better stories, and that's all that I want. You know, I just want the magic back. I just want to go to the movies and have a good time, you know. Anyways, let's see what else you guys saying here. um, why is Boba Fett coming out? I know, right? uh, there's not a lot of detailed out there yet. It's just saying that a Boba Fett movie is going to come out, but obviously I think that Solo is probably going to be involved as well. uh, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, people want a Kenobi film, right? But why can't they just give us what we want? And there's now talk about the Kenobi film, but I believe it's still not certain that it's coming out. Okay. Uh, Imperial, I'm a new subscriber. Welcome and thank you for your support. Very nice to have you here. Tyler, lightsaber battles in the prequels were so goddamn good. Also, Filoni would do an old Ben Kenobi movie justice. Oh, yes. Oh, my God. I really want an old Republic Star Wars movie. You know, I really want to see Sith and Jedis and all those things were just so fun about it. And obviously, I would love to see the Obi-Wan Kenobi film, and I think Filoni would be the person to do it. You know, hopefully hopefully that happens. I guess. I don't know. I'm just really losing my faith with these people. Okay, sorry, it's the comments are loading kind of slow, so I'm not really keeping up. I'm sorry. Okay, Rio Court said doing rushed movies 2 years in a row. Oh, where he went is killing them. Big CGI but TV quality stories. Yes, perhaps. But yes, I agree with you. I think that you're absolutely right. I think that movies like this, they need to be thought out. You know, they need to be they just need better planning. You know, they can't just be cash grabbers, because people are just going to be critical about it, you know. And if they keep going on this road and fighting with the fans, you know, and bashing on the fans and calling the fans that are giving them criticism racist and bigots and, you know, whatever, they are just gonna sink themselves, because the fans are the one behind this franchise, and the fans are the reason it has lasted this long. And I don't know how many times we have to say it, but they don't seem to get it, and they're really not listening to people's criticism. Okay, so hopefully things will change. Okay. We know that Solo already started not doing very well. However, I don't think this is going to be a complete flop. You know, the weekend is not over yet, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people are probably. I think it's going to do fairly well. But I don't know. I just hope that at least that this very kind of rocky start makes them raise their you know, open their eyes and see we really should be listening to the fans and really should be listening to what they want, you know. Jump speed, you speak the truth, Vivian. Thank you very much. I try my best, but yeah, I am speaking from my heart. All the stuff that I'm putting out there is really things that I love, and, you know, Star Wars I love and I grew up with, and it's very dear to my heart, and I just want it to be that fun time again. You know, I don't want to go there to be depressed about politics, and I want good characters, and I don't want my beloved original characters being butchered in front of our very eyes. Okay. Oh wow, lots of comments. We have a lot of people coming in, guys. Okay. Gregory Dawson, I agree. George Lucas is the creator. This is what's missing: lack of creativity, creative thought. Absolutely, Gregory. Absolutely. what they need to do is go by the canon. There's plenty of material that they could use. That's true, but you know, the first thing that Disney did was a lot of stuff. They say, this is no longer canon. This is no longer canon. We're going to create our own canon. Did they do that? Oh, whatever, you know. Disney, you know, Lucasfilm really needs to, uh, really needs to listen to the fans. That's all I'm asking here. And I think Kathleen Kennedy, I really, sometimes I think, I don't know if she had something against George Lucas and now she's taking revenge, or I don't know if she just really doesn't get or understand Star Wars. We already know she's not a Star Wars fan. And I just think that, you know, these movies should not be rushed and they should be treated with more care, you know, especially when we're dealing with these beloved characters. Because, you know, these characters mean a lot of things for a lot of people, you know. People see these characters as role models because, you know, when you're going through a rough time and you can see the heroism of Han Solo, that was this bad guy, but then he actually decided to go and save his friends, and you know, and those things are inspiring. That's what we need. But now even that, right, they're kind of stripping it away little by little. Oh gosh, it's kind of depressing. uh, Freddie said it's not Star Wars fatigue like some critics are saying. Yeah, I agree too. I don't think it's a fatigue. I just think it's bad films. You know, if they give us good film, I don't think people would ever get tired of Star Wars. Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Spider-Man, Thor, Infinity War were all released within a year. They all did well. Yeah, true. Uh, what else? Oh my gosh, why am the comments are loading so slow? I am for animal rights, but that was so bad in Star Wars movie. Absolutely, I love animals. Okay, I support. You know, I hate animal cruelty, but again, like the message is just so poorly executed. You know, in the most boring and annoying and ugly scene that you're actually just not even passing your message in a clear, thought out and intelligent way. People are actually getting angry and annoyed at it. Charles said, I could watch new Star Wars every day if it didn't suck. Me too, probably. Me too, you know. I cannot tell you how many times I'm seeing all George Lucas's Star Wars, you know, over and over again. I never get tired of them, you know. Sometimes if I'm home and they're somewhere on the TV, I'll always like, oh my God, Star Wars, you know. But yeah, the new ones are not that great. What else people are saying? Okay, Patrick said there's nothing wrong with SJW. I will agree that there is some excessive SJW in these movies, just not my major issue with these movies. Okay, so yes, in my opinion, I think that there is the problem with the SJW thing that is going on in this film is just, in my opinion, is just because it's too it's shoved in your face, and it's sacrificing the story. Like they're not really thinking about the story; they're just thinking about this social agenda. You know, like I think if you see Deadpool. Deadpool is a very SJW film, and I loved that film. You can check on my review there how pumped I was after I got out of the theater. And it's a lot of SJW, but it didn't sacrifice the story. It actually blended in very well with the story, and in my opinion, it was a good message. But at The Last Jedi, for instance, I didn't feel that good message. I just felt that here there's an agenda that you need to pay attention for. Forget about Luke Skywalker, just focusing on Rose and animal rights and all of this. And I really didn't like that, you know. I think that movie was mostly about the return of Luke Skywalker, and they definitely did not did him justice. Gregory said, have you ever seen the fan films? We could do a better job than these morons. Yeah, probably, you know, Ivan. I think everyone is following Ivan now. He's becoming a celebrity because what he's doing, he's re-editing the Last Jedi. And I just think that he's so generous. And I absolutely love his channel because uh, he's really understanding pacing, you know, and how things work, how scenes create meaning. And obviously he doesn't have much to work with because all he has is what the movie gave him, but he's doing an incredible job. And if you guys don't know who he is, you should definitely check him out because I can't wait to see his cut for the Last Jedi. Okay, what else people are saying? Ivan rocks. Yes, definitely, he's pretty cool, pretty cool. um, Okay. What else people are saying here? Oh, those the comments are loading really slow. The fan blowing your hair like that is nice touch. Can you really tell that? Yeah, the fan is right. It's really hot here in New York. It's warm. Maybe I should turn on the AC, but I hate the AC. AC gives me it makes me sick. I don't like that. Christian said, I hate the milking part in The Last Jedi. Oh my goodness. Let's not even go there, okay? What was that? What was that? Right? Ay, ay, ay. Scott said 100 million opening Friday Monday is going to make it very difficult for them to even reach 500 million, which might not even cover all the marketing. Yes, apparently Solo was indeed a very expensive film, and that's pretty much due to the production problems, you know, Kathleen Kennedy fire director, hiring directors, you know, all of that. But, you know, that's not unusual in films. I mean, obviously you don't want that to happen, but it does happen. And sometimes movies are not that bad. But I think that she's really picking these directors that are only going to do exactly what she wants and the way that she wants. And that's why I think Rian Johnson was chosen to do The Last Jedi, because, you know, I don't believe that he's experienced enough to have the whole power of writing and directing. You know, I don't think he should not have written that movie. So I just wish that the people behind Lucasfilm would really pay more attention to the fans and stop being rude and stop fighting with them, you know, because they're forgetting that these are your clients. You know, it's the same thing. Like if you're a company and we're mistreating your clients, one time, you know, sometime they will get mad and they will turn against you, right? Uh, Rio Court said, seeing how The Last Jedi should have ended. Yes, I did indeed. I am a huge fan of he, she. I think that they do a great job, and I thought that the Last Jedi episode that they put, it was probably one of their best. So I did see that. It was pretty funny. Okay. Uh, Someone is asking where am I from? I'm from Brazil. What else people are saying here? I was excited. So Tyler said, I was excited to see The Last Jedi because I thought they were going to explain why Rey's so good at everything and properly train her. I was baited hard, LOL. Absolutely agree with you. I am absolutely on board with you because that's exactly how I went into that movie. You know, people were saying like, I didn't love Force Awakens, but I liked it. I see it many times. And it's a lot of things that they wasted an opportunity there of the reunion of the original cast. But anyways, I'm not gonna go on that route because it makes me mad. But again, I interpreted that everything that happens in The Force Awakens was kind of just luck was on the side of Rey. And I thought, I really, really did thought that going into this film, I was going to see development. I was going to see, Rey being struggling, because I thought, how fun will it be to see Luke Skywalker training Rey, can you imagine like Rey being frustrated because she can't get the things right? But this is another thing that these new directions of movies are making me really upset, because George Lucas specifically said that he did not want the Force to be a joke. He wanted it to be treated seriously. And right now, the Force is no longer there, because right now, there is no such thing as training. You basically don't need to train the way, all the stuff that we've seen on the prequels and even the animations. You see how hard it is for these Jedis to master the Force, and I thought that that thing was absolutely incredible. It was so fascinating for me to watch the training and people struggling to do things. But then Rey comes in, and what's she doing? She's lifting up all those rocks like she's, I mean, for real? Like you have no like it's basically becoming a joke. It just doesn't make sense. Okay, Man Cave said Solo is only at 35 million domestic right now. Sad. Really? Wow. I mean, they are definitely expecting more, way more with that. If we keep trying, oops. This comments, the internet was not, is the streaming coming out? Okay, you guys, can you hear me? Okay. Uh, you learn Jedi training by osmosis. Tyler said, yeah, Anakin is forced Jesus and he had to train so long. So true, I know. That's my point exactly. All these awesome masters, like even Luke Skywalker, like it shouldn't be a joke. It should be something. But that's the culture nowadays. Like nowadays, like even our culture, we want everything so fast. We have no patience. But I think that shouldn't be reflected on the film. Like the magic of the Jedi was the whole process of training. How cool it is to see people struggling. I can't do this. I can't do this. This is part of your hero's journey, and that's completely lacking. That's film 101. What the hell? Okay, Imperial stats. Fave Star Wars Empire Strikes Back. Yes, Empire Strikes Back rocks. That is actually my favorite too. I think that movie is fantastic. Uh, okay, so um, someone said Disney thought they could rehash the old stuff and slap Star Wars on it and cash would flow. Yes, I guess so. There is, again, if you go see Solo, uh, there is a lot of fan service there for sure, but it's still, the movie didn't work. I think part of it was the music as well. It was not, I couldn't connect to the music. They do, this is not a big spoiler, but this is something that I even mentioned on my non-spoiler review. But also, if you see, there's only 2 scenes where they bring the original Star Wars song, the original Star Wars theme, and that's the only part that makes you a little bit connect a little bit. But still, I thought the music was so, I cannot even remember the music. And if I think about Rogue One, I can hum Rogue One song in my head, but I can't. It's a very forgettable film, and it's not all on Alden. Believe it or not, I think Alden was not the worst thing. I think that he actually did a good job. However, he is a different Han Solo. He's no Harrison Ford, far from it. But I was very surprised. I thought that his acting was quite good. In fact, and he's cute too. He's cute to look at. But he's no Han Solo. I'm sorry, Auden. I'm really sorry. I think that, but it's also to do with the portrayal that they went in this specific film. You know, he's yeah. I don't want to spoil because if some of you guys are gonna see it, I don't want to make sure that I'm not talking about it. What else are people saying here? Wow, this is loading. The comments is loading slow, and then it goes like this a bunch, so I can't keep up. Okay. Okay, Patrick said Empire, New Hope, Sith, best Star Wars movies. Yes, I mean, I still like the Return of the Jedi too. You know, I loved. I don't know. People really hated the Ewoks, but I loved them. I really liked them a lot. I thought they were cute, but I don't know. I think all. Yeah, I think my favorites are New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, and Sith for sure. Okay, so Jamal said, when I found out The Force Awakens would feature a female lead, I thought, okay, let's see if it takes her lump like Anakin and Luke did in their trilogies. I didn't expect Rey to lose a limb, but Mary Sue, crap. I absolutely agree. You know, and this is one of the things. Again, Kathleen Kennedy versus the fan. They are not listening to criticism because they think that we are all fanboys and fangirls. So they're not taking us serious. They're not really understanding that what we need is good characters, okay? Obviously, we don't want, I wasn't expecting her to lose a limb either. You know, I don't want her to lose a hand or to be portrayed as like something terrible happened to her. But part of life is struggle, you know, and she has absolutely none of that. Everything just is handed to her so easily, and that's just not interesting to watch. You need to raise the stakes. You need to create some kind of motivation and obstacles to have your hero overcome them, so you make everything satisfying, so the movie is satisfying. But that's not really happening, is it? Basically, they're just killing off all our favorite characters and all these wonderful stories that were read. And I don't know what's the deal with Kathleen Kennedy, but she has this taste for destroying reestablished characters and reestablished relationship, like the whole thing of Han being separated from Leia. I thought that was the saddest thing. Like, Han Solo had basically went through his hero's journey, right? And then at the end of his life, he ends up, like, he's dead as being his old self again. You know, all his progression went down. That was kind of the only thing that really upset me on that film, you know, because seriously, he had already overcome all of that, and I don't think he would ever abandon Leia that way. But obviously, we still don't know how long they were apart from each other. We just know that they had separated because of Kylo Ren. I really hated that. Someone said, Blaze, they can cut her head off too. See, now, because people are really getting upset with the whole thing, they're also starting to hate that on Rey. But I still like Rey, you know. I just think that they really did not do her justice. And if they keep on the same road, it's just very weak character, you know. Go watch Aliens, go see Wonder Woman, and then come back and write strong female characters, because that's actually terrible. Cloud said, totally agree about Han. Yes, seriously, I loved Han Solo. Oh my God, my heart was crushed when that happened. You know, absolutely. Like, what kind of journey did he go through, and then end him like that? And then at the Last Jedi, no funeral, no mention of him. What is going on? Like, it's as if he wasn't even like an important character. Come on. KK is the enemy of Star Wars. Yes, I agree. I think she's the enemy too. Right before, I just thought that she was clueless, but right now I just think she's very smart. She knows the decisions that she's making, and she's doing that because she thinks everybody, all of us, are just fanboys and fangirls, and they could do and give us whatever they want, that we're always going to pay money for it. But I don't know. I think that's not really that. I think the fans are really able to criticize when things are not going well. Okay, so Ruston Coutinho said, Luke doesn't mourn Han Solo, but for some reason Rey does, even though she only knew him for a few days. Absolutely. And she was the one that witnessed him dying. Also, that knew him for like a couple of hours. Like, imagine if Luke Skywalker was there. That scene would have had way more strength and weight because we already know the connection of these characters. They're best friends, you know, or if Leia were there. It's bad storytelling, it's lack of creativity, and it's a sad, sad time for us fan, you know, because until they actually listen to people and start changing course, I don't know what's gonna happen. Okay, some questions here. Okay, do you think Disney won't move on KK because they want to stay in good graces with her friend Steven Spielberg? Uh, I think that if things are going really bad with Star Wars financially, Steven Spielberg could not save Kathleen Kennedy because corporates as big as Disney, they are not going to let a franchise die because first of all, they invested a lot of money on it. Okay? So because they invested a lot of money on it, if something is going down and they know that nothing, you know, perhaps what they would try to do is maybe talk to her and see something needs to change course. But if she doesn't want to change her ways and they continue to go down and lose money, I don't think that Disney would, you know, worry so much about Steven Spielberg because even though they're good friends with Spielberg, it still doesn't really depend on Spielberg for much, you know, like they could use other directors to create other movies. So yes, I know, I don't think so. I think if it continues to lose money and they start to get worried about it and Kathleen Kennedy doesn't change, then I believe that they would definitely make a corporate move and get rid of her. Uh, Cloud said, sadly, they're a super fan that are buying all this shit. A few friends of mine just love everything, blows my mind. Yeah, obviously there's always gonna be people that are gonna like it, and I don't think that they're necessarily not fans, you know. Some people, they just take movies in a different way, and every single person has a different reason, you know. For my biggest reason with The Last Jedi is because my connection with Luke Skywalker. He was my favorite character, and I just thought that they really don't care about these characters anymore. But some people, they have different views. Maybe they are very okay moving forward and disconnecting from these characters. And I think that that does not make them not super fans. You know, they're probably really genuinely liking the film, but definitely it does not work for me. Okay, Nelson Lopez said, just look how Deadpool is with his fan base. He even made a thank you to all his fans, the Golden Girl style video. Yeah, I have to check that out. I haven't checked it yet, but it's so true. Like Marvel, again, like how can they not see this? Marvel is being so, and again, who's behind Marvel? It's a guy that understands the characters and he's a true fan, and you can totally see this reflected on the films and also how they treat the fans because they once were a fan like us. But Kathleen Kennedy does not have that kind of connection. You know, she bluntly said, I do not need to pander for the fans, and I don't care. You know? Uh, but that might come back and bite her, right? Jamal, I would love to see Knights of the Old Republic, Mace Windu. Oh my God, don't even. Yes. That would be fantastic. I would love to see that too. Palpatine origin story. Of course, at this rate, all three would be reimagined as pedophiles. You know, it's the same thing with the Kenobi film. The fans have been asking for it, especially because Ewan McGregor is still around, right? He's there and he's still fit enough to play the character again. So why not use him? Why not take the opportunity? However, we have to remember that Disney is behind it all. Lucasfilm is behind it all. And we might not get what they're going to give us, right? We might not get. PMGPC69 said, it's so sad that Star Wars has become, it's so sad what Star Wars has become. I never thought that I would refuse to watch Solo. I know, I totally agree with you. I think it's very, very sad, you know. It's very, very sad. And kids are going to grow up with this Star Wars. I feel sad for them, you know. I'm actually happy that uh, I'm not a little kid anymore. I can make my mind. Okay, let's all, oh, Chris said something really funny. Let's all throw a Ewok celebration the day KK is fired. Oh, for sure. There's going to be memes all over the internet. We should do our own fan gathering just to celebrate that, because seriously, but also we need to be aware of who is going to be in charge, right? We also do not want another SJW there coming with other, you know, we just need something new and better. Uh, what? Okay, Kevin said, whatever the fans want, they will give us the opposite. They think, oops, they think that's going to make it original and throw us off. Yeah, probably, you know, probably. Uh, it's incredible, you know, whatever people are asking for, they go and they do the complete opposite. Like the whole thing with Solo has fun parts. Solo also have a lot of fun services, okay? So a lot of people, and there are some references that only people that are really into Star Wars will understand. However, at the end of the day, if you take that movie out and pretend that that movie never existed, it really does not add anything to the Star Wars saga. And that's what it's said about it. You know, why are you gonna be making movies if they don't have any substance, if they're forgettable the way that they are? You know, they're not supposed to be like that. Like Star Wars is something that lingered on for so long because they were just so good. But do you really think in 20 years people are going to be talking about these kind of movies? You know, perhaps they were going to be talking about the controversy, but it might still be going back to the original trilogy with George Lucas' time, you know? Doug is asking, what part of Latin America are you from? I'm from Brazil. Uh, Thomas said the decision being made just make no sense from purely business standpoint, and I definitely agree. And that's what That's why this live I'm talking about the fan versus Kathleen Kennedy, because of the lack of respect towards the fan. It's actually mind blowing. You know, it's really bad PR all the time. These people, like with Luke Skywalker picture being crossed out on their studio, did you guys see that? Things like that, and all this social agenda, like they really couldn't care less. But you know, I think they're gonna wake up very soon. Okay, Cloud said, have you reached out to world-class bullshitters or geeks and game? What do you mean by reached out? I watch their channels, yes. I think they're great. Jeremy is pretty funny and very intense, and World Class Bullshit is also very funny entertainment channels. Do you want fourth Skywalker trilogy that focuses on Skywalker trilogy? Uh, I love the Skywalkers. Don't get me wrong. I am okay. I don't think that everyone needs to be a Skywalker to be strong in the Force. However, I do not want to let the Skywalkers die. So yes, I would love to see a movie about the Skywalkers going forward, for sure. You know, for sure. And I think that's what George Lucas actually intended. You know, he always said that Star Wars is not about this space battle, but it's about this uh, family stories. You know, fathers and sons and grandsons and so forth. Didn't he say that? So yes. However, guys, I really miss George Lucas. Big time, big time, big time. Uh, Kevin said it kind of detracts from the original intent and reaction. Now with the prequels, Vader revealing himself as Luke's father was less impact, and the more they add, the more they mess things up. True. That is true. I'm okay if they were adding good movies and movies that, again, would lead this forward, but they're just disgracing this character. What, like, Luke Skywalker is Star Wars. He was the most important characters of Star Wars. And what they did to him, it's absolutely beyond me. And then with Han Solo as well, didn't even give us a reunion. What the hell? Every time I think about it, my blood boils. How dare they don't even give us a proper reunion of the original cast after all these years? Why? So idiotic. Okay, so Fred said Disney is accustomed to making fairly easy money. It's no longer their primary concern, as they have the machinery in place so that it's fire and forget. Yes, I mean, again, I said this earlier, we are living in this very sad era of cinema, in my opinion. Like, all these movies are very forgettable. Very few movies are the ones that truly has substance, that truly means something, that are truly good. Bad timing, guys. Bad timing. Joseph said, do you want George Lucas to become president of Lucasfilm? Do you think George Lucas will come back to Lucasfilm as president and make Star Wars movies? Oh my God, that would be a dream, wouldn't it? That would be a dream. I mean, I don't care about how much people lashed the prequels. George Lucas is Star Wars, is all in his head. He understands the world better than anyone ever will, okay? Better than everyone ever will. So yes, I would like that to happen, but I don't think that will, because I believe George has decided to move on, and to be involved in these films, it's very, very stressful, and I don't think he wants that now. I think he decided to retire, and I mean, he deserves that, right? Bad for us. Oh, I stopped the Force Awakens when Chewie and Leia didn't even acknowledge each other. I know what. What was that, right? So she goes and embraces Rey. Why couldn't the three of them embrace? Like, see again, yeah. People that are like, they're really, really ignoring this very little details about Star Wars, right? Uh, George R.R. Martin should write the next Star Wars. Didn't they say they were gonna bring the writers Game of Thrones into? No, maybe it wasn't the. It was just the directors or something. I can't remember. I did read the headlines. But George R.R. Martin, yes, they probably, yeah, for sure. If he understands what Star Wars is, then yes, I just want a good story. Okay, that's all I want. Mm, Martin takes 10 years to write one book. Oh, yeah, so that's not going to happen in cinema, right? Cinema needs to be like this, uh, way faster. I did like the JMRG. I did like the prequels. They have some issues, but overall, yes, because it really, the prequels expanded the universe in an incredible way. Like all Sith and Jedi's. That was the best thing for me, and all the Jedi's uh, lightsaber fights. That was incredible. I liked the prequels a lot. Leia was prejudiceful against Chewie. First, she didn't give him a medal. Then she didn't really care about Chewie on episode 7. For some reason, Wei was more worthy of her attention. Yes, that's kind of sad, isn't it? because we knew that they're very close friends. Remember in The Empire Strikes Back, she's embracing him when Han is being frozen on that famous scene that I love you, I know, but yeah, it's just they're really forgetting the whole connection that they used to have, right? It's kind of sad. What else? Charles said Game of Thrones has the same problem as Star Wars. Genius creators now in the hands of idiots. Dunn and Dave from Game of Thrones are cancered. Oh, really? Are you not? You don't like Game of Thrones? I didn't really like the first couple of seasons, but the last one, I quite enjoyed them. Um, Joseph said Dave Filoni's best second choice to become Lucasfilm president because lots of fans care about his work in Rebels and Clone Wars cartoons. Ah, yeah. And Filoni talks to George Lucas a lot during the Clone Wars. And you know what? The Clone Wars were incredible. If anyone there is watching this and haven't checked it out, you should. It's incredible animation. And I absolutely agree. He would be the best option to replace Kathleen Kennedy because he's a fan, he understands the lore, and he's a fresh mind. So perhaps we could recover from. Perhaps he could recover from the mess that actually is. Okay, what else are people saying here? Someone is saying ignoring actual criticism. Great reviewer. What criticism? You don't like the Star Wars? We shouldn't defy George. What does it say? Oh my God! It just went too fast. I lost it, guys. Sorry. After watching Solo, I'm going to jump. Okay. My comments are going really weird right now. It's just sometimes they don't load and then just load like this and then they're going super fast. Patrick said, Vivian, don't you know we must kill the past? I know, what a bad... I think they should learn from the past, not kill it. Jamal said, what are they going to do about Leia for episode 9? That's a very good question, okay? I think that it's very complicated. First of all, in the new movies, they already wasted the opportunity to have all the original cast reunion, okay? So that would have been a great fan service for a lot of us, right? I would have loved to see that. However, that didn't happen. But now that Carrie Fisher has passed away, it's very, very sad because I think either way people are not going to be pleased, but I don't see another way but recasting her, because I think if they kill her off screen, it might be really even worse. I honestly don't know if I want to go watch the episode and then we see on the credits that so many years has passed and she has died. I don't know. So I think I don't know what are they gonna do, to be honest. I think they should. I think they're definitely gonna recast her, and probably that's the only way that they can. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna be satisfied with killing her off screen. I don't know what could I. It's very hard. It's very kind of really sad what happened, right? Charles said, fine, I'll write the new Star Wars. Apparently it's the only way it's going to get done right, but I need to get paid upfront now. I think the fans would write a much better Star Wars, in my opinion. Jeremy said she's Mary Poppins now. She's more invulnerable than Thanos. I know. What's up? Living in space like that? Breathing in space? That was too forced, don't you think? Kevin said it might have a time jump. Yes, I believe it might be a time jump for sure. That's something that is, yeah. I don't know if people are going to be happy with that, but anyways, they don't really have that many options, do they? Diamond said, I'd have to be like a 5-year time jump if they kill her off screen. Yeah, I don't know. Or even more, I don't know. They heard, did you hear that? Oh my God, forgot the name, the actor that plays Finn. It's in the tip of my tongue. Finn is growing his hair, so that means that there will be some sort of time jump. We just don't know how much. Joseph said maybe they could say Leia is on a different mission off screen, like we just hear about Leia, but we won't see her. Yeah, they probably gonna go that way. I think they're very, they're gonna have to walk on eggshells now, right? Because either way, I think people are not gonna be happy. They already missed the opportunity. So yeah, I would rather that option actually, Joseph. I really would rather have Leia being off screen than being in a mission somewhere, and maybe we could hear her voice talking to them, but I don't want her to go, I don't want her to die. You know, they already killed so many of our beloved characters. But obviously it's a part of life, right? That's what happens. People die and things move on. What do you think of Boba Fett movie? I don't know. I mean, I never thought, people always make such a big deal about Boba Fett. I thought he was a very interesting character, and probably a lot of things to explore there about his life as a bounty hunter, right? So I think it would be interesting. However, if it's done right, you know, all I want is a good movie. If I go there and they give us a good movie, they don't sacrifice the film because of agendas, then it's fine. You know, as long as it's a good film, then it's gonna be fine. Someone said, well, funny how they never do much with entire galaxy potential stories to tell, but they would rather rehash the same shit over and over of potential. Uh, yeah, I think the galaxy, you know, there is a lot of stuff that is, Star Wars has a lot of potential, right? And I agree with you. I think there's a lot of stuff that they could expand and explore, but I think that there's lack of originality and creativity, so they keep going back to original characters and original lines, and that's why I think fans are kind of clashing, because, you know, when you're messing with original characters, it's very close to people's hearts, and if you don't do them justice, it's gonna be a war. But I would rather have had a new trilogy, actually. You know, I think I would enjoy it much better instead of having going forward with Luke, Leia, and Han, because I didn't really like the direction that they took the characters. However, if they came out with new stories in a different part of the galaxy, because it is a big galaxy, I probably would have enjoyed it a little bit more. I think we should create a new film term, akbari, where you kill off a beloved character in the most pointless way possible. I agree, you know, it's kind of sad. It's really sad, guys, you know. Poor Akbar, right? I've always liked him. I thought he has such an interesting look, you know. Akbar was, I couldn't believe it. That seems like, poof, I was like, what? He's gonna die. But yeah, he's gone now. I don't think, you know, we're gonna see Akbar back, because there's no way he survived that. You know, he's no Leia, right? Diamond said, whoever is in charge of the creative doesn't understand that this is a saga. I agree, you know. I think it needs more love behind Star Wars, and people that really understand the lore and really don't fight with the fans and actually listen to the fans' criticism, you know. Darth Kennedy is evil. Sometimes I think sometimes I'm with you, you know. I actually admire her as a you know, a person that she's very successful in her career, you know. However, I really think she doesn't get Star Wars. I really think she doesn't. She's not a fan, you know, and therefore she's really destroying George Lucas' work. Chewie, okay, someone asked, Chewie, do you think they can do a Thawne movie or movies series based on Thawne? Mm, maybe. They could make a movie on anything, you know? They could make a movie on anything, to be honest, as long as there's creative and original storytelling behind it, you know? Oh, too bad they never utilized Darth Vader more, even when considering that his suit was based on old samurai armor. Can't think of the specific type though. Oh my god. Would you guys not like to see a Vader on his prime? Like, oh, I think we would die. I would probably die. You know, the reason why I really liked Rogue One, it's because that scene with Darth Vader, because Darth Vader is one of my favorite characters in the Star Wars world. I just think he's the coolest, and he's probably will ever be the coolest. Everything about him is cool. And it's weird that people are so in love with this character that is supposed to be evil. It's kind of weird, right? However, I think Darth Vader is awesome, and I would love to see more about him. But if it's treated with respect. Lauren said, hi for everyone that is coming in. We've been chatting here a lot about Kathleen Kennedy's fight with the fans and their lack of respect and acknowledgement of fans' criticism. Rusto said, Coutinho, there's a comic book series about Darth Vader that is set shortly after episode 3. It shows Vader's in its prime killing the last Jedi's, no pun intended. I think I probably seen that, or maybe did I see? I've seen a lot of stuff about Darth Vader, and that's where I learned a lot about his suit and like that the suit actually keeps him in pain. And oh my god, I just wish they could do a really cool spin-off Darth Vader movie. I think that would be sweet. Mike said the boycott seems to be very real. Yes, I think people, exactly. I think people are truly upset. You know, I think people are very hurt by the way that Kathleen Kennedy is handling the franchise, the way that she's dismissing George's beautiful world and destroying everything. And yes, there are voices. Our voices will be heard, I think. However, I don't know. I believe even though right now it's not performing so great, it might be still too early to tell because you know, I don't know. We're gonna wait a little while and see if people are really gonna not be really hold on their curiosity and not go watch these films. Mike, Mike said Princess Leia and the Rebels. Yeah, I heard something about it, right? Would I love to see it? Yes, I would. Again, it's the whole thing, the whole conversation about casting again, right? Carrie Fisher, pretty iconic character, pretty amazing performance. So yes, that might be complicated. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna say goodbye in a little bit. So I'm just gonna read these other comments over here because I have been here for a while and I do need to eat because I'm starving. Anyways, Sunflake said it's not a boycott. A crappy product has been made and customers are not buying a crappy product. I agree with you, and that's probably true. That's probably what people are thinking right now. Lawrence said, by the way, Laurent Belts, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. I always see you around my channel. Thank you so much for your support. A couple of you guys are always around here. Mike, thank you. Really appreciate you guys being around. You said, seems we were not so much a minority. In fact, true, right? So true. Uh, Peter Jackson to direct. Ooh, yes! Peter Jackson made the best fantasy films I have ever seen, which is the Lord of the Rings. And Peter Jackson, I mean, if he doesn't do anything like the Hobbit, because I think the Hobbit was not at the level of the Lord of the Rings, but he goes Lord of the Ring style, I think it would be excellent for the franchise. You know, we just want good movies. That's all we want, right? Is that too hard to ask? Uh, Oh, Nelson, Jedi's don't eat. The Force will keep you alive. You were awesomeness. Thank you so much. But yeah, unfortunately, I'm still training to be a Jedi. I'm not there yet. So unfortunately, I do have to eat. uh, but anyways, guys, thank you so much. You know, very really like this community that we can talk about and we discuss things. And later tonight, I will be posting my solo spoiler review. And if you have already seen the film, you can check that out. And anyways, I'll see you very soon. Thank you very much for hanging with me, and I will see you next time. Bye.